Welcome into the Cooking Corner. We're happy to welcome back Stacy Jones with the OSU Extension. And today we're chatting about brines, a very essential step in the whole Thanksgiving process.
Of course it is. When you think, you're like, well, how do I prep a turkey, right? One of the things that you can do is you can actually make a brine, either a dry brine or a wet brine. And if we think about this, this is the reason why we need to, is because the salt within this brine is actually going to loosen up those proteins, basically break them down. And so when you cook the meat or the protein or whatever you're doing, it's going to keep all of that moisture within the meat. So that way it doesn't dry out, because let's face it, who wants a dry turkey, right?
You hear everybody say, a lot of people say, I don't like the turkey. It's dry, or it's not their favorite thing of the whole Thanksgiving dish. But it's probably because the brine.
It's probably
or lack of brine.
That's right. Because they're skipping the brine, and they really need to kind of pay attention to what people are feeding back to them. So the difference between a dry brine is kind of obvious. Dry is actually going to take some salt, and you are going to pull up the skin from the turkey, and then you're going to rub the salt kind of in there, and you're going to use a lot of salt. Too much salt that you think that it's not going to come out or do anything, but it really actually is. It's not going to all be there. Some of it will cook out.
If you think there's a lot, keep putting more.
Yes, it's about a cup, right? But what we have here is going to be the essentials for wet brining. Wet brining is basically you take some water, which is right here. We've got 2 gallons. We're going to take half of this apple cider, right? And then you see we have 3 cups of salt. That's a lot of salt, right?
Lot of salt.
But if you think about it, 14 pounds of a turkey is a lot of bird, right? So then we're going to add a cup of light brown sugar, half a cup of apple cider vinegar. We're going to take these garlic cloves and you're just going to cut them in half. And you're saying, do I need to peel them or anything? You can if you want to, but you don't really have to.
You're not eating them.
Yeah, you're not eating the brine. You're going to take 1 whole onion and you're going to quarter it. You're going to put that in it. You're going to take the 2 apples, cut those into quarters, smaller if you would like. You're going to slice a lemon into slices. And then you're going to start adding in like your peppercorns, and then your thyme and your sage and your rosemary. If you're anything like us, we've had this wonderful weather, especially all fall long. So we still had some rosemary there in the demonstration garden at our office. You're going to take all of these ingredients and you're going to put them into a big stock pot. And you're basically going to boil them. You're not going to boil them for very long. What you want to do is you want to make sure that your salt and your sugar are basically dissolved within it, because that's really what you want to do. You're going to take the other half of this apple cider vinegar and these 2 gallons of water, and you're going to put it in there to kind of cool the temperature down, because the last thing we want is to ruin Thanksgiving with a bird that's got full of bacteria, and then we're, you know, in the hospital or something else.
Right on. Well, very essential step. Thank you so much for being here. Dads, pay attention to this. It's a big day tomorrow. You can check out more recipes just like this one. All you have to do is go to our website. That's newson6.com/recipes.